Hello, World Wide Web. Welcome back to my stock channel. This is James with another stock update on Mullen Automotive. We got some good news, bad news going on. It seems like there's a stock alert. On Monday, they diluted 297 million shares. They added that to the system, so everybody got a little bit cheaper, I guess. On Monday, they announced it's reached a deal with its creditors to amend its Series D preferred stock agreement. Under the new terms, the EV startup will provide its backers almost $300 million of common stock and pre-funded warrants for $45 million capital injection. Apparently, they needed $45 million so badly they were desperate enough to get rid of the 200 or 300 million. Yeah, so let's just say 300 million of them. What's the stock trading at? MULN stock price. Let's see here. Okay, I guess 45 million is 1/6 of 300 million. A little bit more than 1/6. How much did this thing come down? That happened on Monday. It looks like the news hit. Probably not on Monday. When did that news hit? 7 hours ago. Okay, this is today's news. So it must have been a bad day for Mullen Automotive. From 50 cents, yikes, to 21 cents. Goodness. I'm not even going to try to do the math on it. I'm a little blown away. There's some more news on Mullen Automotive. They also they fell below $30. They have a collaboration with Phoenix. They seem like they're pouring some of this money, like they raised this 45 million. Maybe they'll buy into another automotive company with it, or they'll buy a bigger stake in another car. I think they bought a car, and I think they basically did branding on somebody else's car. They found somebody else that built a car, and they really liked the car. And I read the specs on it, and it's just, I'm not going to say too good to be true, but it's like a rocket ship. They got one of them at 0 to 60 in 2 seconds. And it just looks like a Lamborghini. It looks incredible. And I'm going to try to get some views of these vehicles for you in just a second. But yeah, I just wanted to show you the news. Announced the development of lightweight EV truck body. Let's see what's going on here. This was 2 days ago. I did a scathing video the other day. Wanted to apologize for fans of Mullen. I'm a little hard on them. It's a tough racket, and you just got to keep going. And sometimes you have to dilute your stock and then do buybacks, and it's business, I guess. They're trying to finish the project. They got their name on a truck or a car, that I'm sure of. And for that reason, I give them props, because a lot of people couldn't do that. Can they sell it for the right price? I guess we're going to find out. EV sales are picking up, so if they can get them on some showroom floors, they might be able to put this vehicle out, because it's actually a cloned copy. They received a carbon fiber version of this car. I'm going to show you the cars, but a carbon fiber copy that is not USA friendly, I guess, or it's not. I don't know what the reasoning they gave to the reason why they have to bring it back to their factory and copy it. They're basically going to or redevelop it, remanufacture it, do something to make it like street legal in America, is what I'm guessing. Or or I don't know how far it is from not street legal. I can't speak on that, but they announced the development of lightweight EV truck body with Phoenix Truck Bodies and Van Equipment of Southern California. I didn't see any trucks. I did see a cool looking car, and I saw a really cool looking car. Phoenix is one of California's largest providers of work trucks, equipment, and specialty truck bodies. Long-term customers such as Southern California Edison, Southern California Gas, LA County Fire Department, blah, blah, blah. MULN Company, an emerging electric vehicle manufacturer, announced today development of a lightweight truck body for its Class 3 EV with Phoenix truck bodies and van equipment. Phoenix will develop a unique lightweight body configuration. They will develop it. Designed to satisfy the needs of Class 3 service body truck fleets with the goal of offering an EV alternative to ICE vehicles. Upon unfit completion, the Class 3 vehicle will be made available to the Phoenix commercial fleet customers for evaluation and pilot programs. God, so they haven't even built the body yet. What's the title of this article? Oh, they're announcing the development of it. I don't know if there's time for this, guys. I don't know. I'm a little concerned for this company. They just look like they did a reverse stock split. It just keeps going down. I don't know if this updates how much cash they have. I guess we could add 45 million to it since we know they're getting that on Monday. I don't know if that deposited and got reflected on Google yet. Let me take a look real quick. Getting there. 60 million they have now. That's as of March. So I don't know if they already spent that and they just got 45 more, or now they got 100. It's a decent clip of cash. I don't know what your operating costs are. I don't even think that's a factor here because most of your money is not spent on operating costs. Let's check out the. They haven't done any revenue yet. They're probably about to, though. I believe they got their name on a truck, and it's maybe going to be for sale. We're going to find that out in just a second. $667 million a quarter for operating costs. Has to keep the doors open and fulfill their obligation. I think that probably shuffles with the wind, though, and most of their costs are not operating costs. This is, well, I did the math. It's almost $1 billion that they've spent, and they spent another. Well, they just got another 48, and I guess they have the potential to go through another 100 million doing something, and I hope that something is going to be good enough to get on showroom floors, because they have well, only 67 million shares outstanding. What? Now they got 300 million more? So now they got 367 million shares outstanding? This stock should have gone divided by 5 today. Please leave it in the comments if I'm not understanding. We just talked about how they added 300 million shares and diluted their stock, and they used to have 67 million. Did they already do a dilution that's not reflected here? There's some reason why this thing is at 21 cents right now and not 3 cents. Went from 30 cents to 20 cents, 21 cents in a day. From yesterday, it was at 50 cents within 5 days ago. And a month ago, it was $1.20. It's been soaring down. And this whole latest cliff, I guess, was probably another dilution. Who knows? Wow, they had the sucker up to $9 after the reverse split. $10. Wow. So yeah, the reverse split brought the number of shares down, it looks like, to a very small number, and then they went and they added another 300 million. You know what? 367 million shares isn't like that many. It's not like as diluted as it could be, but they definitely need to bring some more revenue. They need to bring some revenue in. They need to start this business ASAP. Let me show you the trucks. Well, here we go, everybody. This is the dream. This is called the Mullen 5. Purchase price from $55,000. The Tesla 3 just got lowered down to, I think it was $32,000. Correct me if I'm wrong. They look like they're taking reservations on this one now. You can reserve one. Reserve your revolutionary Mullen 5 SUV crossover with a $100 deposit. It's not a very strong deposit, and it's refundable. I'd like to see a stronger deposit than that. Here you get a bunch of flakes. But at least you can get dibs on the first vehicle for $100, or one of the first off the lineup if you really wanted one. I wanted to show you the specs on this thing. It's electronically limited to 155 miles an hour. It goes 325 miles in range, and it goes 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds. This is the kind of cool one. They got a rocket ship. It looks like a Lamborghini. It's probably priced incredibly high. But I'd like to see the interior and more of it. When will I receive it? Let's see what it says here. When will I get my truck? Mullen 5 RS production is currently set to begin in late 2025. Oh, good Lord. Production is going to begin in late 2025 with customer sales in mid-2026. A year and oh my God, followed by the Mullen 5 base and touring models. You'll be contacted by a Mullen representative with more definitive delivery date once full-scale production commences. Wow, 2026. We're in June of 2023. This is 4, 5, 6, a full 3 years. You won't get your car. And then they would have to make it that long too. Can they make it for 3 years? They got $100 million. I mean, it costs them. How are they going to produce the cars? They're going to issue another stock. They just keep doing that. I guess they could. At some point, they're going to have to prove to shareholders what they're paying for the car and what the price of it is, maybe what the markup is, so we know a little bit more about it. Are we getting these things for $20,000 and we're going to sell them for $55,000? What's the good idea here? I know the first one costs more than the rest, but on an assembly line, you know how much all your parts are going to cost probably before you build it. You know how much tires are, you know how much the battery is, you know how much the engine is, you know how much the rims are, you know how much the seats are. Somebody's got all this on a spreadsheet down there, and they know exactly what they have to pay for all this crap to assemble one of these things, so they can take a picture of it and show it to you. But damn, it looks good. It'd be really cool to have. It'd be a one of a kind. None of your friends would have one. Looks like it's more expensive than a Tesla. Probably starting out at $55,000. I don't know. It might be a lot nicer. I don't see any interior. I don't see any option to see any more pictures on anything. The Mullen 5, the Mullen Commercial Fleet, 3 Mullen Campus, Bollinger Motors, Mullen GT. That sounds like it might be the fast one. Ooh, look at this thing, guys. Vroom, vroom. Now that's a pretty cool looking car right there. It's called the Mullen GT RS. Pure, simple electric supercar. Featuring record-breaking electric hypercar dynamics, the Mullen GT RS is here to rudder line and automotive performance coming soon. Further details reserved now. It's limited to 200 miles an hour, 0 to 60 in 1.95 seconds. Wow. Can your body handle that? That's the only question. An all-electric sports car, MULN GT delivers dramatic supercar proportions, super light carbon fiber construction, and unparalleled performance. There's the one that they need to remodel so that it's street legal in America, because something about it is not. I'm not sure what it is, but they said they're going to not just assemble the car here or build the car, but they're going to have to redesign it too, to some degree. It's all made of carbon fiber, so it like weighs nothing, and they might have to change that perhaps to aluminum, or I don't know what they're going to use. Hopefully something really light and cool. It's got an all aluminum frame, carbon fiber panels. What's the price on this thing, I wonder? Want to take a guess? I'm going to guess, since I can't hear what you're saying right now, so I'll just go ahead and guess. $200,000. And are they going to tell me? This one takes $1,000 refundable deposit with a credit card. Why is it refundable? Complete reservation. Mullen EV team will follow up. Begin customer ordering options. Final pricing will be confirmed upon vehicle order. They're not going to tell us what the price is. Oh, man, that's cool, though. I don't know what the interior is like. I mean, if it looked like crap on the inside, it wouldn't be so cool, but I think it's got gull wing doors, too. I think this thing here is about as good looking as a car can get. I hope it happens, you guys, honestly. I don't know what the path is for them. Here's the reservation form on their website. I don't know what the path is for them keeping the doors open. It costs a lot of money to produce cars. You got to buy every part. I don't know if maybe they already have every part, but they're going to have to buy it perhaps. But there's going to have to pay people in the assembly line and all the workers and all the specialists and all the technicians and the engineers. And there's a lot of stuff going on there. I don't know how far. I mean, $100 million is a lot of money if you got the plans and the access for the parts. And I think somebody else is building these things. I think it's kind of co-branded. I think they bought into this company and they're like the majority owner of the company. So this is something they threw their money at that will actually produce some vehicles that they can sell and make money with. So if they have a good markup, they can make some really good money. We just got to hope there's some markup in it. $55,000 seems like a good price for that first vehicle. The second one probably deserves, at least 200, maybe 150. I don't know. What do you think? Is that half the price of a Ferrari, or should we go for the full 500,000 and call that a Ferrari? It's definitely one of the cool electric cars that you'll ever see in your lifetime. But let's just say they got $100 million. They need they might be able to keep the doors open for that yearly. They got to go 3 years to get the EV ready, so they're going to have to do another dilution or another reverse stock split again, followed by another dilution. Can they just do that over and over again? Leave that in the comments below. Is this a perpetual way that you could just make money forever? You dilute the stock, and then you do a reverse split, and you make it more expensive again. And then you dilute the stock because it's worth something that you could sell into. And then you do a reverse split again. And then you... Can anyone answer that question for me? I'd love to know. Mullen Automotive, I don't know what their plan is, but they sure think they're going to be here in 2026. I got them being here all the way through 2024. I don't know if they go all the way. I hope they do. It's going to hurt. Will you end up with Tesla in 3 years? I don't know. These vehicles look cooler than Tesla or right up there. Um, they could definitely be the one that competes. They just got to make it through these 3 years. And if they have something cool like that that's built that they can show off, that they have an assembly line on, there might be other people lining up to invest and maybe owning, you know, a smallest minute fraction of Tesla early on was the smartest thing anybody ever did with a lot of companies. So this is one of those ones where, yeah, you might get beat up down to 5 cents right here, and then you might get beat up down to 5 cents again, but then they turn into Tesla in 6 years, and you're now got a shitload of shares that are worth $250 each. So just saying, I'm sure Elon had the same kind of problems when he started. I'd like to research their history. Let's do that really quick. I don't know if we can go back that far. How old is Tesla? Wow, 256. Oh, max. Cool. Oh, here, everybody. Tesla when it was $1.60. Tesla when it was $1.33. 2014. Look at this big run. 2015. 2020. Well, damn, we had to hit 2020 for them to hit $20. Wow. So he was just kind of creeping right here. This wasn't even building cars. I don't even know what this was. This just must have been Elon Musk hype or something. What a story, though. Look at that. $1. Let's go back as far as we can. $1.28. July 2nd, 2010. I remember that day. Volume 50 million shares. That must have been its IPO. IPO'd at a whopping $1.28. Now it might have, I think it split a bunch of times, so it might not even be an accurate price. It probably IPO'd at $50. Who knows? But the point of the matter is, it got IPO'd at $50 probably, and this thing got beat down and beat down and beat down from $50 down to $1.28. These people felt like assholes at some point. By the time it got to right here, I mean, God, look at all these years. 2010 all the way to 2015. Well, you woke up a little bit, I guess. At least 5 years, at least 3 years minimum. It was just still filled with suck. But these little shares that, back, what reflects is $1.28 back here is after it got diluted and beat up and diluted and beat up or split and split and split and split and split. People got diluted so many times it probably made them want to vomit. And that probably went on for 3 years. And then once you start selling stuff, and you got this car company and stuff, and you're doing however much they do in a year. What are they doing in a year these days? It'd be interesting to find out. Yeah, they're as big as Ford and GM now. We're looking at, for the year, damn, what a year. $81 billion. So what's that little shit fraction worth now? Well, that little shit fraction is now worth $256 for each little shit. Excuse my French. I hope there's no kids listening. But you get the idea. The car companies are complicated. They take a long time to build. You're going to do a ton of dilutions. You're going to do a ton of destructions. You're going to hurt your shareholder over and over and over and over and over again until you get a car. And then you're going to get your car, hopefully, and you can make the whole thing work and pull it off. And it's not popularly pulled off, but it is pulled off. This guy pulled it off. These people look like they might be at the finish line soon. They're showing me a car and they're asking for a deposit. They're talking about 2 or 3 years. I don't know if they start coming through with vehicles, if they actually can sell them at this price. That's what the difference is. We know Elon's turning a profit as he sells his vehicles. These big blue lines that we're looking at, those are profit lines. Or I'm sorry, the yellow ones are. That's just a revenue line. Yeah, he only made a whopping 12 billion last year. That's not as much as I thought, but God, the revenue. Woo. I guess the bigger that gets, the bigger the profit gets, and you go from there. But man, that's a lot of work to get to 12 billion. 12 years. Huh. And then quarterly, it just keeps puckering up. And then he had a down quarter. That's because they lowered their prices. Prices mean everything. He just lowered the prices again, and the stock went up because everybody thought it was great. And he just got done raising the prices because they were selling for too cheap, and they weren't making enough money last quarter. And that caused the stock to go down because he raised the prices back up. And when he lowered the prices the first time, the stock went down again because he lowered the prices. But this time when he lowered the prices, the stock liked it. Everybody's like, oh, this is great. They're cheaper now. And I'm like, no. That means that he has to lower the price to sell the vehicles that he has sitting in a warehouse somewhere. He's trying to move them. He's putting them on sale. He wanted to raise the price. Now, wouldn't that be nice? But he's got to find that sweet spot. But just a lesson about cars. You can't, look at these dilutions and lose your mind over them. You might, but you shouldn't. You shouldn't throw your life savings probably at this company, but if you want to be a part of the future or the very likely potential future of the company, you can throw a few $100 at it, or if you're a richer guy, throw a couple of grand at it. But I wouldn't go too psycho with it or crazy with it. There's a lot of other stuff that you can make money on now. You can count on this one for the next whatever to get diluted, beat up, and diluted and beat up. And then just one day it's going to wake up and you're going to want to be there when that happens. It doesn't matter what part of Tesla you got into earlier. You just wanted to be there when it happened. You missed the boat, you missed the boat. 1 minute this thing's 23 cents or a nickel, and the next thing you know it's $25. What do? Do you just start buying it for 25 when it was a nickel the day before? No. So that's just what I wanted to talk about tonight and show you the cars. Please like my video and subscribe to the channel. Thumbs up for Mullen for getting some vehicles and getting some deposits. Hopefully, I'm sure they've already collected a bunch of them. I guess we're going to have some revenue because of that. So it'll be interesting to see if that is reflected in the next earnings. But anyone, congratulations. I hope I taught you something about the car business that you didn't know already. Hopefully. I doubt it, though. You guys are smarter than me on this stuff. But thanks for watching the video. Please like the video and subscribe. Thank you very much. Have a great night.